Hello, in this session I'm going to talk about surjective or onto function. Function f from domain x to codomain y is surjective if every element in codomain y can be mapped from an element in domain x. So now let's take a look at some examples to explain this concept. Example number 1. Suppose that f is a function from domain x to codomain 1, and domain has 4 elements: x1, x2, x3, x4, and codomain also has 4 elements: y1, y2, y3, y4. And the function assignment is like x1 and x2 both go to y1, x3 goes to y3, and x4 goes to y4. Clearly, function f is not a surjective or onto function y because there's an element y2 in codomain which hasn't been mapped from any element in domain x. So the function f is not surjective, meaning it doesn't cover all the elements in codomain or y set. Now let's take a look at another example. Example number 2. Suppose that g is a function from the set of r minus 1 to codomain r, and gx is defined as x plus 1 over x minus 1. We can clearly see the reason that the domain is defined as r minus 1 because this g1 cannot be defined. So this is why the domain is defined as r minus 1. Now, in order to find out if this function covers the entire codomain, first we need to find the range or all the output of this function. In order to find out the output or range of this function, we need to rewrite this function in respect to the input x, meaning if this is, for example, y, if we multiply this top to bottom, we can x minus 1 multiply y is equal to x plus 1. xy minus y is equal to x plus 1. Continue here. It's going to be xy minus x is equal to y plus 1. And this is going to be xy minus 1. So x is equal to y plus 1 over y minus 1. Now we can see because x covers all the set of real numbers r minus 1, we know that y is equal to 1 cannot be defined in this function, meaning the output of gx cannot be equal to 1. So this function, meaning gx, covers all the set of real numbers except number 1. So this function gx from r minus 1 into r is not surjective or onto because the gx output basically does not cover number 1. But if, for example, we define g as r minus number 1 to r minus number 1, now this function basically is surjective because all the elements from r minus 1 can be covered by g. Have a good day.